If you live in any of the expensive cities in Germany, like Munich, Frankfurt, Stuttgart, and so on, the common thing you'd hear people say, it's so difficult to find an apartment. What do I do and how to go about it? Okay, today we're going to talk about that. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to focus on something super essential if you're planning to move to an expensive city, for example, Munich. Now, Munich is a beautiful city with a variety of options of accommodation to choose from. Whether you want to live in a shared apartment, you want to live in the city, you want to live in the city center, like you want to live in the you want to live in the city center, you want to live on the outskirts, you want to live in a 3-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment. The issue is actually finding this apartment. So first things first, you should decide what kind of accommodation suits your lifestyle and budget. Consider factors like proximity to work or school if you have children, access to public transport, proximity to grocery shops like Aldi, Edeka, Kaufland, the size, the number of bedrooms. If the kitchen should have an oven or if it doesn't matter for you. Having an oven is very important to me, okay? That's why I'm talking about it right now. The kind of neighborhood you'd feel most comfortable in. Some houses are so close to the train tracks, and sometimes I wonder how people went for the viewing and still chose to live here, with the train running every few minutes. But again, preferences. A budget would help you to streamline your search based on what you can afford. Living allowance for additional expenses is also important. For example, is the budget for rent, including utilities, or just the rent? In Germany, we have cold rent, which is the rent that is without heating and administrative fees, while the warm rent includes these things, but other bills like Wi-Fi, electricity, and so on will be paid separately when you register with the service providers. Once you have a clear idea of what you are looking for, you know how many rooms, you know how large you want it to be, you know if you want it to have a balcony or not, or if you want to install your own kitchen, you have all this information, right? It's time to start your search. Websites like Immobilien Scout 24, Gesucht are popular platforms in Germany where landlords and real estate agencies list their properties. eBay Kleinanzeigen is also a great place to find an apartment. I found an apartment on eBay Kleinanzeigen back in 2018. Some of these platforms have subscriptions that give you access to special listings, direct access to landlords or agencies, and application priority in the sense that your application is presented first to the landlord or the agency. You can choose to do a 3-month subscription or a 6-month subscription or longer. Depends on how soon you're looking to move. Remember that Munich is a popular city and competition for good apartments can be fierce. It's one of the most expensive cities to live in Germany and also in Europe. Making sure you have all your documents ready, responding quickly to listings, and not getting discouraged if it takes a little time is the way to go in expensive cities like Munich or Frankfurt, Stuttgart, Düsseldorf, Cologne, okay? Now let's look at things that landlords look out for to choose a fitting candidate for their properties. According to a recent survey by Immobilien Scout 24 with 1,458 participants from October to December 2023, private landlords prefer to rent to couples without children or directly to singles. Families have a harder time. Single parents in particular are not very welcome. As you can see here, only 10% of those surveyed would like to give their apartments to single parents. And shared apartments are even more unpopular. So if you want to rent an apartment because you want to create a shared apartment, it might be a little bit difficult to get a landlord to agree to give you the apartment. Now let's go on to what do landlords want to know. Your marital status is not the most important thing for landlords. Having a regular income is still top priority. How you like your apartment is only important information for 5% of those surveyed, and your hobbies is about 0.5, which means it's negligible and can be taken out of your application. I also want to talk about watching out for scams. A lot of scammers are out there looking to looking to steal your money from you due to the difficulty of finding accommodation in expensive cities like Munich. And how can you protect yourself from such situations? One way is to pay attention to details. For example, when you receive an email that is not from an agency's email or not from a Gmail that you have previously used to contact a landlord or an agency, right? Then you should not even look deeper into like proceeding with this application. Secondly, if they are sending you pictures of the accommodation without giving you the option to come over to view it, and then they are telling you, okay, they are going to send you the keys by post and you need to make this payment, or they are in some foreign country and they cannot actually make it to the viewing, that is why they are sending you pictures of the apartment. You should be wary of things like that, because more often than not, these are scammers. And if out of your desperation you choose to proceed, you're going to lose money. And nobody wants to lose money. And I know I don't want to lose money anyway. Nobody wants to lose money. So pay attention to the sender of any email you receive. Make sure it is addressed to you. It's not a generic email that says "Dear applicant." This email should be addressed to you, whether it's going to be a rejection, it's an invitation for a viewing, or it's like them requesting for documents. Go for as many house viewings as you can. You can already see yourself in a space when you go for a viewing. You feel like you can live in this space already, like your spirit tells you, okay, this is it or this is not it. If you know that you don't feel at home in a certain apartment or room that you've gone to view, there is no point taking it, because you probably would not feel at peace in this place. So my suggestion to you, as someone who genuinely cares about you, is that listen to how you feel when you go for house viewings. What is your countenance when you are walking around this place? Do you feel like, okay, this feels like home? Are you already thinking of how to organize and how to arrange your things in this place? If not, please do not take such apartments. That's the end of today's video. In the meantime, do leave a comment below if you have any questions or if there's anything specific you'd like me to cover in the next video. Also, if you've already made the move to Munich, feel free to share your tips and experiences. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. See you in the next video. I'll be at the end. Cheers.